Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Data here, and welcome back to our live franchise mode series on NHL 24 with our expansion San Francisco Starfleet squad, episode number 30. Can you believe it? Moving into the 2032 off-season after year number 9 came to an end with, yes, another postseason berth, 9 consecutive postseason appearances through our 9 seasons with Starfleet, but it was a first-round exit to a juggernaut Blackhawks squad. And now, moving into this off-season, the draft and off-season, we're going to be trying to, as we say very often in engineering and Star Trek, reverse the polarity. Not go into rebuild, blow-it-up mode just yet, but through our 9 seasons, 4 Stanley Cup finals, just 1 Stanley Cup victory, a lot of seasons in which we've fallen short. Even though it's been a good year, we've fallen short. It's going to be time for us to move into potentially another direction here. So thank you for joining us here this evening. If you're joining after we've already gone live, you can go ahead and jump to the 5-minute mark. But if you're joining us live, then we'll just start welcoming everybody in. And of course, all rise for the King, King Turby, sending another extremely generous donation before the stream had even started. I was setting it up. I got the email. Bang. King Turby with another show of extreme generosity. And I bow to you, sir. We all do. Thank you so very kindly for your continued support. Leafs King, Dice, welcome everybody to the stream. I wish I had more words for King Turby at this point. He just continues to impress year in and year out, week in and week out. So I got the thumbnail up. I got a little Geordie LaForge in the thumbnail tonight. Reverse the polarity. Bit of a mix as you have Voyager's a deflector dish, but Geordie LaForge in there. Kind of a mix between the two series. Two of the series, I should say. I guess we could bring it to... Let me go to the... sorry, not progress reports. Let me go to contracts. If you just want to give you something to look at while we start welcoming everybody in. I take care of all the YouTube details on my side. So yeah, definitely a lot of players who continue to impress. Some who didn't come through, especially in the postseason. Some more in trade talks than others. Leafs King, Super Loser, Mackenzie, welcome to the stream, everybody. Thank you for joining us here this evening for episode number 30. It's a big one. 30 weeks now we've done this series. They've been flying by. Episode number 30 of our Thursday night series. Speaking of our series, don't forget, Monday night at 7 p.m. Eastern, a new NHL 24 franchise mode will be beginning. Monday, let me pull this up here. I think it's June 10th going to be, and our 1000th video is coming up as well soon. A lot going on in the channel. It's Monday, the 10th. So June 10th, 7 p.m. Eastern, brand new franchise mode series. You will not want to miss it. In addition to our Starfleet series, sorry I haven't gotten Canucks out recently. I've been a bit slow on the Canucks uploads. It's been a tough week in terms of some congestion and energy on my part. So continuing to the live streams, but just I wasn't feeling really up to the recording, the editing process this week. It was a bit of a down week for me in terms of, I guess, just overall energy and health. Still feeling okay, but just to say, I focused more on live streams this week, and we'll get back to the Canucks soon enough. So we'll get started in just about a minute's time, as I just got to do the last thing, transfer over the tags. Bruins. I don't want to give any spoilers. The only thing I said for sure is that it's not Utah. I already said it's not Utah. I won't say anything else. I'm sure many of us are watching 2BC's Utah series. There we go. We were live yesterday with the Stanley Cup Final preview. We were live the day before with the Montreal Expos NHL. I don't know the show 24. Vasi, welcome aboard, buddy. How's it going? Doing okay. Doing all right. Like I said a couple minutes ago, a little congestion here and there, but you know how it is. You got to keep it powering through when you got the content to put out. Aside from that, Vasi, we got to get talking soon. I'm about halfway through Season 7 of Voyager. I'm almost there. There's been some crazy episodes, man. Glad you could join us here tonight, though. Vasi, always one of the good ones. If you haven't checked out his channel already, you are missing out. Not just for his content, but also for the rosters he puts out. Do not enough work, so we finally... Hey, there you go. All right, I guess that works out then. Vasi sent home due to not enough work. I remember those days back when I was working part-time. Sometimes it's just not enough clients or what, they just cut you and that's it. King Term, let me see what you said here. By the way, congrats on the securing of the home. Thank you very much, my friend. Like I've said a few times as well, I'm not quite moving in just yet, but the ownership is now in my name and all that. Time to start looking at furniture. It's been a lot of things to take care of still, but it's nice to have that part of it completed. Let's see. No, Hobbsy, we're just getting started. I'm doing my last things here. I just gotta put out the tweet, and I think that'll be it. So let's just say we are live with the 2032 draft and off season with, IKEA. Our expansion, San Francisco Starfleet on NHL 24. There we go. Swede love, yeah, lots of Swede. Gen Z says, I hope the new franchise is the Blackhawks. It's been a while since you've done a deep rebuild, and they're one of my 2 favorite teams. You'll see. You'll see. You'll see. Could it be? Cam says wants to see the bomb drop. We'll see what ends up happening to this squad. So there's gonna be a few times throughout this stream where I might just take a quick pause, just essentially to blow my nose. Like I said, a little congestion going on. I don't want to just be blocked up for all of you. So just give me a second to do that, then we'll get started. That's the great part of this new microphone. I can just turn it on and off when needed. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, here we are moving into the 2032 off season here in San Francisco. Yes, it'll be a new franchise, a live franchise, Vasi, exactly. We'll continue with Canucks, which are uploads, and then we'll be live on Mondays and Thursdays with these 2 franchise modes on top of the Expos franchise. So 3 NHL franchises and an Expos franchise, 4 franchise modes at once, most I've ever done in channel history. It'll slow down over the summer a little bit, sure, but while we're still in June, and there's 4 weeks of June, or whatever, 3.5 left, we're going to keep pumping it out. So in the last one, we faced a juggernaut Blackhawks squad, and we fell in 5 games in round number 1. It was definitely an unfortunate go, but at the same time, the Blackhawks were the better team as, maybe not on paper, but in performance. We can say that, right? Thank you, Super Loser. I do my best. Yeah, and Hobbsy knows what the Monday franchise is. That's going to be fun. Warmaster shows up in the AGM booth with a cooler full of beers and beef jerky, passing out beers to everyone. How are we doing tonight, boys? We're ready to shake things up. Warmaster, thanks for bringing it in. I'll take a nice cold glass of water, please. Thank you. So, Vyacheslav Emlin, we went crazy for him last episode. 5-5. We love him playing down on third-line center. I can't believe he's listed as a depth forward. 2 full NHL seasons, 89 points in 164 games, but whatever. So Emlin was great. Cole Hudson, 5-5. Perfetti with 1 goal, 4 points. Rubric, 1 goal, 4 points. A lot of negatives as well. Kevin Fiala, a couple goals, 3 points. Valachevitz, 3 points. Same for Stenberg, Busenyas. The biggest surprise, I think, has to be Avery McIntyre. 54, 53, even 7 goals. But he's always good for 50-plus goals in the season. And he goes out here in the postseason, 0 goals in 5 games, -4. I don't know what to say about Avery McIntyre the playoffs, and especially as our captain Elias Lindholm just retired. We were hoping he would kind of step up, take the mantle and all that, but it hasn't really been looking like it here. Perfect, thank you. I'll take a little beef jerky. Why not? We could try it out. So Avery McIntyre was a letdown. Skylar Lucic, it's another guy. He was a 76. He's jumped to a 79 now. That's great. We played him all season as a 76 overall. He scored 29 goals and 39 points in his rookie season as a 76. Now he's up to a 79, so that's great to see from the guy with 5-star shooting. So Lucic there. Pruka, Eriksson, -6 was tough. Alexei Lafreniere scores 70 points, 74 points, 1 point in 5 games. So again, another letdown there. Ramirez, Afanaseyev, Svozil, Romanov, Sider, -6. No points, -6. The guy's always a plus 20, 30, 40. So just a lot of things didn't go right in the simulation. Goaltending-wise, Mikula went 1-3. Still, he held a 900 save percentage. But to have that save percentage and 4.17 goals against average, it shows how much we were getting just peppered in the shot department. Imanin faced 16 shots, allowed 3 goals. Actually, just 1 appearance that he had. Yeah, he was 0-1, 8-12 with a 5.79 goals against average. Oh my goodness. So, yeah, all that to say, we're not blowing things up, but as the title says, we're reversing the polarity here. We're trying to get out of a sticky little jam. We're hoping that some magic words will get us through it. We are making some changes personnel-wise in our top 6, top 9. I do see some changes there. And aside from that, we're ready to get into the comments from the assistant general managers that are left in the last one. I'll leave it on the playoff tree as I pull up the comments. I don't know if there are any YouTube ones, but I know that there were thoughts in the Discord server. Let me just pull this up. If I go to the lives, last week, Victory is Life. That was a great one with the Gem Hadar. So, comments in the last one. Yes. Oh, yes, yes. Cheating Heel had some thoughts in the last one. So, Cheating Heel says, let's get the brooms out. This quick exit is unacceptable. I'm ready to walk away from Perfetti, Rubric, Stenberg, and Fiala. Did Gen Z leave? No, I think it was just Cheating Heel for this most recent episode. Lafreniere is also on the table with his poor playoff performance, but since he just came in with us, I'm not against giving him a second chance. Mikola, our goaltender, is also on very thin ice. A Vezina in the season, Vezina caliber in the season, I guess we should say, but very average in the playoffs. For that kind of money, over $9 million, we might want to look at more affordable options and put the money elsewhere. Soon enough, that will be an option for us. He has 2 Vezinas in 4 years. He was probably the runner-up this season, but again, in the playoffs, you got to get it done, Juha. We need to retool, get younger, and run it again with a new core that will last us for years. Olvecki and Blumdahl, guys in our AHL system, can slot into the bottom 6 right away. For the coaching, I wouldn't fire the coach, but maybe we swap him with Cochran, our associate A-plus coach. Or maybe we demote him to the AHL to boost our prospect development. Either way, he still has value. That's a big question mark as well. If we want to hold to realism, hey, welcome to stream, Mark. We're probably saying that our current head coach, Ryan Goldie, either stays or gets fired. It'll be hard to demote him or put him to the AHL after he's done so much for so long in this team. That would be a tough one for me to kind of rationalize. Like, it would be great for the prospects, but also be tough to rationalize. As far as UFAs go, not sure how he sims. Maybe James Haggins could be an option if we move Perfetti, or we can have him play on the wing instead of Kevin Fiala. Slavkovsky could also be an option to replace Fiala, maybe even Halishchuk, so we'll see who drops in free agency. If we move out Romanov, maybe we go with Matejchuk or Petrel. Even if picks are not on the block, we saw the top picks in this draft are not on the block, maybe we have enough value if we trade Perfetti++ to get one of the top 2 picks. Both are sniper wingers with nationalities we do not have a lot of. So if I pull those up quickly, looking at the draft class as we're moving into this offseason. Draft class here. Viborny and Santaviori, 2 medium elite snipers right here. With pick 24, which we have later on, I think it has to be Kavanaugh. Yeah, we'll look at that later on. He's the safest, fully scouted in that range. As for the other picks, we can probably trade someone like Stenberg to get a high enough pick to get Lamb in the late 40s. Low elites like Renz in the mid-60s and Artukin in the 160s, as well as Ferentz in the 200s, Zaitsev in the 250s are a must, if only due to their nationalities. So we definitely want to pin those guys, make sure we don't forget about them later on. So we said Lamb is going to get a pin here. Howard, the goaltender, will probably leave the goaltenders for now. And then the low elites, we definitely want to target the low elites who are going to be here. Kavanaugh is going to be probably our first-round pick, potentially. Chartrand could be another one. Renz, Artukin, Belarusian, Ferentz, Zaitsev, Ukrainian. Yeah, so we'll definitely just keep those guys pinned for the time being. Moving on, Cheating Heel's comment. Looking at the trading blocks, Craig. Mason McTavish in Boston could be an option. He's on the block for the Bruins. Also, Marco Kasper on the block in Detroit is very tempting, but he has a $9+ million extension, and he's costly for a 70-point guy. Gen Z also asking, when are our picks? Here on the draft board. Seamus Casey could be an option to replace Romanov as well. Here are our selections. Quinton Byfield on the block in Los Angeles could also be an option to replace Perfetti, and he's locked into a decent salary, but his plus-minus has been trashed for a while now. Is it just him, or is this a trend on the whole team? Also, Suzdalev in Washington could also be interesting. As far as prospects go, Ustorf in Buffalo, Raskin Safronov in Columbus, or Pakarinen in Montreal, all of which have rarer nationalities. From the sound of it, could be players we look into. We still have a solid roster, but it's time to bring some fresh blood to this team. FYI, I'd also wait until we're done with all of our moves before we make a coaching change, as it would give us a clearer idea of which coach will be a better fit. Good point. Let's do a quick retool. Let's bring some younger legs, and let's show the league who's the real number 1. Go Fleet. Thank you, Cheating Heel. Very well thought out, as always, and those thoughts will, as always, again, be incorporated into our decision-making process here. If we jump over to Intelligent Dice over in the Discord server, Dice says, I'm really at a loss for what to do with Starfleet. We need another Panarin and just can't find anything close. Given the diversity at the top of the draft board, maybe it's time to blow this thing up. Separate the saucer section and initiate self-destruct. Fiala is also aging out, sadly. His diversity in terms of nationality and versatility were super important, but $8 million in cap space is better for us right now. I do feel really good about defense and goaltending. The third pair could be better, but it's fine enough. Emanin bears watching. He really struggled in the second half and the playoffs of his rookie season. but he is really talented. I think he just needs more experience. Beck, but Dice meant to say Otto Stenberg. Stenberg and Rubric should also be shown the door. They had their chances. Center and right wing seem to be the biggest areas of need, specifically in the middle six. So then a potential lineup would be Valachevitz, McIntyre, Perfetti on line 1. Line 2 would be Lafreniere with a question mark at second line center. If we just look at the forwards we have here. And then potentially Fiala on the right wing. Yes, I think Fiala, I'm not saying he's locked in to stay for another year, but I think it would be tough for me to see him staying for 2 years. I think best case scenario, he stays for one more, if even that. So that'll be Fiala on the second line wing. Third line, Lucic, Emelin, Pruka. Fourth line, Olvecki / Kerman down in the system. I think these guys are Blomdahl, Olvecki. I guess the other guy's unsigned, could it be? And then Blomdahl and Breland, Marcus Breland. Out in terms of players moving out would be Rubric, Stenberg, Busenyas, Odell if he's unreasonable, Sheldon Odell, defenseman, Kevin Fiala if we can find a replacement, no problem, Leafs, I'll see you later, and Zherdev, the goaltending prospect if we need trade value. Draft targets, I'd like to see us go after Ribeiro or Yandel at 4 and 9 respectively if we trade up. So if we trade up, classic menus, don't want to go even on the PlayStation 5. Thank you. 4 or 9 are some names that Intelligent Dice likes. Ribeiro, an American, yes, but mediumly playmaker, NHL ready, left wing. Our scouts have him ranked pretty highly. 3 bars, number 1. So probably the scouts actually have him at number 2 because 1, 3, and 4 are filled up. You know what, Hobson? Great point. I forgot that we're not at the re-sign phase yet. Yes. So that's actually 1 more year. So Fiala might be able to play out his contract. Good catch there, Hobbsy. Thank you. And then also at 9... it would be Yandel. So our scout... okay, yes, because I was misreading it there. Matthew Yandel. Again, not the greatest nationality to have as another Canadian, but a medium elite prospect. 3 years away, but medium elite nonetheless. Aside from that, we could, in no particular order, look at Ryder at 14, medium top 6 sniper, A shooting, which is very nice, despite being 3 years away. I don't mind that. Rita at 45. Let me just make sure we're pinning the guys that Dice is throwing out to us. So Ryder there, we said Rita at 45. Rita, there he is. Jaden Rita. There was also Mathot, but no number next to him. There he is. Mathot, medium top 6 potentially. Lamb at 48, we already pinned. Yeah, I like that 3 years away as well, Mark. I do like that. It's not always a bad thing to see. That's better potential to grow in my mind. Tarasov, where's Tarasov? Somewhere in the 50s here. Tarasov. Oh, because in no particular order. So back to number 5. I thought just Cheating Heel forgot again, Dice, not Cheating Heel. Tarasov, circuit, yeah, the Estonian. There you go. Medium elite, NHL ready, A shooting, A puck skills. Nice to see that from the two-way forward. Then Zeeler at 145. Whiting at 68. Let me just make sure these guys are pinned. Just want to make sure we don't miss anybody. Wilding. 2-bar medium elite is, yeah, that's hard to go after, honestly, though. Renz, we already pinned. Zeeler, 145. Artukin, one we already did, I believe. 145. Zeeler, that's a guy I would go after, for sure. 167. Ference we had. Zaitsev, 201. Where's Ference? Is Ference not actually 201? Might have been a mistake there. Oh, there he is, Ference. Oh, 201 according to Central Scouting. Sorry, according to our scout ranking. A lot of these are guys who called out last week. Yeah, I just want to make sure I have them pinned out. And Marchant at 350. Another Marchant in our system? Yeah, we gotta check in on him. Cam Marchant. 355. There he is. We had Cam Marchant. This is Cameron Marchant. That's funny. Okay, sorry about that little pause there. So Dice finishes off by saying, is Marco Kasper the answer at second line center? I'm not really sure. He could be, but I'm leery of taking on a $9.5 million bet on it. Caleb also said that he loves the grit and scoring ability from a guy like Marco Kasper. Leadership material right there. Then Dice also says, well, if you trade Fiala, then Casper isn't much of a cap increase as a replacement. Would you also consider trading Rubric and pick 24 for David Pastrnak, who's on the block we saw last episode? Because if you moved everyone out, even pick 24 if necessary, and rebuilt the second line as Lafreniere, Casper, and Pastrnak, that could be something. You would just have to decide between Perfetti and Lafreniere as to who goes on line 1 and who goes on line 2. Everyone else could mix up. So I like those thoughts very much. A guy like Pastrnak could bring that value that Artemi Panarin kind of had. I could see it. And then Steven left a comment, a longer one talking about growth and development, but essentially saying, was it my fault or our fault, whatever you want to say it, was it the wrong decision to have left Rubric in the juniors for so long with how he didn't grow? Part of it is yes. Part of it, we left him in the juniors too long. Part of me doesn't regret it either, though, because we had nationality jam, so we couldn't really bring him up anyways, even if we did sign him. But another part is the game doesn't give him the greatest attributes to grow with. 2.5-star puck skills, shooting where it's high 90s in the power, but mid to high 80s for the accuracy. He's a bit of a wonky player. The 99 offensive awareness, bring that down to 90 or 85, and this guy's like an 83 overall. So the defensive awareness at 95 as well. He's really being boosted by the offensive and defensive awarenesses, which are the two biggest things that go into a player's overall. So that's the problem with Ryan Rubric. On top of, yes, we didn't treat him the best when it came to his development. So all that being said, I think moving into this off-season, our plan is Ryan Rubric is definitely on his way out. If you look at the forwards, 1, 2, 3 stays at the top line unless Perfetti were to move. 1, 2, 3, Rubric out, maybe Casper in. Fiala out, maybe Pastrnak in, right? Third line, if Bucenius is gone, I don't mind maybe keeping Otto Stenberg if the money works. I feel bad. Not that I feel bad, it's that it would be hard to trade his contract. I would rather try and revive his career and then trade him than trade him for minimal value now. I could see him being like a Fabian Lysell. Even though he's an 82, he's a guy who's shown his ability to sim in the 50-plus point range. When we give him like no ice time, well, what do we expect? But if we can get him guaranteed middle six, maybe even second line, that could be something. So the third line would probably be something along the lines of Stenberg, Emelin, and fill in the blank if Bucenius is gone. Then fourth line, Brelin, Pruka, Kerman. Actually, no, Lucic would be the fill in the blank probably. So I don't think there's much to do in the bottom six. It's more the top six. I'd prefer to keep Stenberg, storyline plus personal feelings, but it's not a guarantee. Bucenius, meanwhile, he's going to be an expiring RFA. He wants upwards of 2-3 million. It's not the craziest thing to ask for, but the way he simulates is crazy. I don't get how he takes so many penalty minutes. To have 175 penalty minutes in 2 seasons, plus in the playoffs, 25 penalty minutes in 19 games, 15 and 4 this past postseason. Yes, he has value. 3 assists was great, 2 power play points. I don't dislike him, but I'm not sure if I see a big future for him because the biggest attraction to Bucenius is his 89 shot blocking and his 92 stick checking. But if we have Pruka, who has 92 and 93, and we also have, was it Kerman? Yeah, with 94 and 95 and the 5-star physical, I think that he can be replaced, and hopefully by someone who takes less penalty minutes, as Pruka had 34 in the year. Hello, I'm Mr. Late as I've ever been. Miss anything big? No, just going through decision-making processes, but no actual decisions made just yet, Mighty Joe. I don't know if penalty minutes don't matter, though, Gen Z, because our penalty kill this year was... we had our worst penalty kill ever this year at 79.4. Part of that is the penalty kill, absolutely, but part of that is that we took so many penalties. I think that goes into... I think that has to be factored in. Just on top of the fact, like I said, forget the penalty minutes. It's just that we have cheaper options in Pruka and Kerman who have even better defensive attributes in the bottom 6 who could slot in on the penalty kill as well. Yeah, RR finally out the door, says Cam. Yep. Okay, so heading into the draft, if we were to make that big trade up, it would be like a Cole Perfetti guy value moving out. Excuse me. But who would replace him on the top 6? I'd rather wait and see for free agency. I don't think a Cole Perfetti trade is happening at the draft. Rubric trade at the draft? I think so. Who else was moving out? We said... Let me get Dice's list again. Rubric out, Busenius out, Fiala. So like guys like Fiala and Perfetti would be question marks depending on who's there in free agency first. So let's enter the draft and see what comes our way. Let's see what happens. So entering the draft, no pick before the top 10, I don't think. Number 9 is the first pick to be on the block, as the Canucks pick twice, 4th and 6th. That's crazy. Oh, I'm sorry, Cam. We already got the draft started here. Sorry about that. So potential UFAs are always a question mark as well. You can't really guarantee, can't bank on those always either. So if we were thinking, yeah, I do like Perfetti. I'm not looking to trade him necessarily, and Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen's going to move out. If we go to Detroit, what are they listed as? They're listed as sellers. So they want to move DeBrincat, they want to move Larkin, they want to move Kasper. Okay. Marco Kasper, 89 overall. We've seen goalies' timelines be crazy before. Does that go for everyone? Are everyone's timelines a lie disguised as the truth? I don't think so, Mighty Joe. Not in my experience, at least. So Marco Kasper, good playmaker. Now, if he can be the playmaker for a goal scorer on that second line, that's great. But who's the goal scorer? Lafreniere is also a playmaker who did score, like, what, 29 goals? But then Kevin Fiala, okay, goal scorer. We need some goal scoring outside of Avery McIntyre. And Marco Kasper is great, but is he the goal scoring? So the question might be also David Pastrnak if we bring him in as well. Is he still in Boston? Let me see. McTavish is also in the block. Sorry, Skaters matching the block there. So David Pastrnak, 87 overall. He scored, what, this past year? 43 goals. So that he's the type of guy we're looking at. He's the type of player that we would want here, as he has one more year at $10 million. So if we swap him with Fiala, it's not the worst thing. Now, the Bruins are sellers. So that's what we've got to be careful of. If we take Pastrnak, we can't swap him with Kevin Fiala straight up. Mason McTavish is also an interesting guy for me at second-line center, but as a Canadian, then he can't play with Alexis Lafreniere. That's a big problem. So McTavish and, unless Kasper feeds McIntyre, then second-line center is Perfetti is still a Canadian with Lafreniere. Wouldn't work. In a perfect world, I would say let's trade for McTavish and Pastrnak, but we can't. Even Boldzuk is Canadian. Zaka. So Pastrnak does very much interest me. They're sellers. Kasper is real tempting. I get the appeal of Pastrnak by lean Kasper. I'm saying why not both, maybe. Because we'd be trading different type of pieces anyway. So, like, Ryan Rubrick would probably be going back to the Bruins. As a younger guy, they're sellers. He's cost-controlled for 2 more years at $5 million as opposed to 1 more year at $10 million. It would probably be Rubrick for Pastrnak straight up. That would probably be the deal. If we go for Marco Kasper, I think he has a bit more trade value. Yeah, that would take a bit more trade value to get it done. So that would be whatever. If it's Rubrick there, then it would be Rubrick and pick 57 and one of our goalie prospects. Actually, no value from these guys. It's crazy. Or we'd throw in someone else in our system. We could probably squeeze it even if we're adding a defenseman, maybe. I don't know about both. It would be tough. It would be tough to swing, but I think it's possible. Eels! There we go, baby! You already know! Caleb, welcome to the team, my friend. Welcome to the team. Welcome aboard. You're already a well-established member of the team. Team Eels, my friend. Escalators! Oh, thank you. So Vaborny goes first overall to the Hurricanes. We knew that wasn't going to be able to happen. The first overall pick not being up for grabs, that's just impossible to trade for. If we wanted to trade for pick 2, that would be something. Let me just add a couple entries for Caleb right now. Don't forget that every donation that you give adds you into the raffle for having a created player. As a lot of those created players, you'll see them on Monday. Is Eriksson Ek a consolation prize if you can't land Kasper? I think he's a UFA. Yeah, McTavish in probably means Perfetti or Laugh out, and I don't think that would make as much sense. Also, Logan Cooley might be worth a look. Same for James Hagens in free agency. I'd be more tempted to go after Pastrnak right now, and we can wait on Kasper if we need to. Kasper will be there on July 1st. Pastrnak, with the 1-year deal, I don't know if it's as likely that he'll be there. They'll probably both be there. Same for Seattle. They're sellers. I don't think it would make a lot of sense for them to trade the pick. So I'm leaning Rubrick for Pastrnak right here, right now. And he can stay for another 4 years or whatever it might be until he retires. So Pastrnak, 1 more year. I send you Rubrick straight up. The value, I probably have to add a little bit of value. But do we have the green light to offer this? Should we try to get something back from Boston? Do we have the green light here? Ryan Rubrick had a decent playoffs. It's been the plus-minus. It's been part of the ice time as well. Yeah, a little bit of the sniffles. Don't worry about me. It's part of the Dr. Noonien Soong program that in. Rubric 107 goals and 212 points in 320 games as a member of San Francisco Starfleet. Yeah, I'm hydrating a lot. Hold on, let me take a little hydration break right now while we wait for the green light. Get a low pick back, add something from Boston. All right, let's try to get a low pick back from Boston. Let's start with the 5th. What do you say, Boston? Pastrnak and pick 161 for Ryan Rubric. What do you say? Trade accepted. Okay. Ryan Rubric, thank you for your service. Off to the Boston Bruins. And David Pastrnak on the block from the Bruins as sellers, coming to San Francisco, following in the footsteps of other great veterans who have been here. David Pastrnak, welcome to the squad. Boom. Big one right there. Takes up $10 million. But we free up, essentially we add $5 million, and we might want to, we'll have to be careful on the money here. As we add $5 million to the team, we'll have to be careful. Maybe, but I'm happy with the 5th. Are we going to look to move Kevin Fiala? Thankfully, I have Lafreniere on a cheap extension. Otto Stenberg, still a question mark, but it's a tough contract to move. Romanov might be one that we think about moving on defense if we need to free up money there at 4.375. I think Romanov might be a casualty, down to an 80 overall now. Alexander Romanov might be a casualty. Svozil, I'm going to trade his rights probably. 1.2 million. I'm probably going to trade Svozil's rights. So, Seattle with the 2nd pick, select the other prospect we're looking at, Santaviori. As, I'm putting a great name. Sniper, 5-star shooting. Yep. First overall, Viborny. 5-star shooting, but 91s as opposed to 90s. Yep. Okay, so there's a big deal there. Do we want to think about another deal now, or do we wait? Yeah, we could. Okay, let's look at fine trade on Romanov. We could fine trade. We can always, again, we don't need to do it now. It could just be July 1st. We don't need to. We're going to be making trades this episode, but we don't need to force them all to be at the draft. Yeah, Gary. Oh yeah, absolutely. Rubric's gonna get guaranteed point per game player in Boston now. Romanov would get us. Hey, Hunter Jones would get us basically like a 5th round pick, maybe a 4th if we're lucky. Basically, yeah, 5th round pick. We get a 4th from New Jersey for Romanov. Yeah, 4th round pick's going to be the best we can get. Oh, and back there he is. So keep that in mind. Okay, what about Svozil? We said we're going to trade Svozil's rights. He's been good for us, good depth guy. Can I get a pick? I don't want players. Yeah, they're giving me players. Brady Shea. The rights to Brady Shea. Send him to Montreal. Yeah, we could do that. Romanov to Montreal. Brady Shea, what are you up to these days? 77 overall. No, can't do that. So Svozil will probably just be a toss-in. Anyone else we know we're not keeping? In the 1 year left range. Oh yeah, Busenius, of course, is a question. Wall hasn't really grown. Lambos. Galvis. Yeah, we didn't really get value for these guys anyways, though. Scarabelli. Wasn't Scarabelli? I thought Scarabelli was like low elites or something. Or no, am I thinking about the guy in the Vancouver series? Yeah. I'm thinking about the guy in the Vancouver series. So Busenius, Romanov, guys we're going to be thinking about here. Maybe we see if we decided to move Perfetti where he lies. Let's see his trade value on Perfetti. I doubt any teams have offers for us, though. Too much trade value, probably. Let's see. Yeah, no trades found. Trading Busenius at 23, I'd want to see some value around the same in return. So if we did that, let me just pull up Cheating Heel's comment again. Cheating Heel had mentioned some prospects to keep an eye on. Let's see here. Ustorf and Buffalo. Let me just sim Pittsburgh's pick quickly. Pittsburgh get Yoshida, the medium-elite defensive defenseman. So if I go to Buffalo and look at Ustorf, is he German maybe? Ustorf, medium top 6, 74 overall. I like that. Hans Ustorf. Woo! I like that. Former 23rd overall selection. Two-way forward. Great puck skills. Not great defensive attributes. 2-star shooting. Hans. What did he do in the 2 years in the AHL? Not the craziest ice time. He did more previously. It would be maybe he'd be a project. I don't know. I could see Hans Ustorf. And then there would also be Rask and Safronov in Columbus. Rask and Safronov. 76-20. That's interesting. Rickard Rask. 7th overall pick in 2029. Hasn't really worked out, maybe. Yeah, that would be tight for growth, but Rask, a little bit more room. 44 points from him, 15 minutes of ice time. Sniper, 3.5-star shooting. A centerman with not good face-offs, though. Safronov, Sergei Safronov. Ooh, a Romanian. 2-way D, former second-round pick. 21, though. And finally, we said Pakarinen in Montreal. Maybe that would offer a possibility for Romanov to move. 77-22. He's older, but higher overall. 2-way forward. Let me see. Oh, sorry, Lithuanian. What am I saying? Not Romanian. Of course. Sorry, that's my bad. So, Tuukka Pakarinen, 76 points in the AHL last year. 6'5" centerman. I like this guy. Even if he's 22, I like the potential that he has to make the jump soon enough. If we took Pakarinen, and we threw another, if we said, give us him, we'll give you Romanov and Busenyas, and we'll take more back. You want both those pieces, that's great. Romanov and Busenyas go to you. You don't think? He's 77. He had a really good season in the AHL. Rask, Pack, other Columbus first guy. So Rask is your first ranked guy, Cam? This Tuukka's a big boy. Green light from me, but also interested in Mr. Rask. The value coming back to our side, we'd take it probably a bit more. We could probably get... Could Lankow be a guy we go after? Another centerman? Greg Lankow, playmaker. 8th overall pick, though. This guy, Jimmy Haley? Meh. Montgomery. And of course, with 30 seconds left, it kicks us out. There goes Ribeiro. Yeah, we saw how good he could have been. Cedric Ribeiro, playmaking winger. Would have been nice to get. The value's not there unless we're moving Perfetti, and even then, it would be tough. We said Tuukka. Let me go back to looking at Tuukka. Not Tuukka Rask, but just the other Rask. Columbus. Okay, prospect from Columbus. Here we go. Where was this guy drafted? You got to know if he was an NHL-ready guy from round 2. True. He was drafted in 36th overall, it said. Rickard Rask. 2 years younger, 1 overall lower. Yeah, maybe Rickard Rask is more interesting. Rickard Rask. I send you Busenyas and Romanov. How does that get? That puts it in our favor. Yeah, we could probably pull the trigger on this one. And take back... I don't know, can I squeeze a third and I give you a pick? Can I squeeze a third by giving you the 5th we got from Boston? Flipping the 5th? A 5th for a third? I think we're going to try this, ladies and gentlemen. So Jason Busenyas, who we acquired from the Devils. I forgot to trade exactly. We got him from the Devils. He was, 9th overall pick prospect. Good defense. Not a bad player at all. He's been okay. I'm sure he'd continue to grow. But again, he's Canadian. He'll never get off the third line. He has the rubric curse. Maybe moving him out now is the best idea. Alex Romanov, this one's what hurts our hearts, as he is the final original Starfleet member. As Elias Lindholm retired, Romanov moving out would mean no players from our original expansion draft 9 years ago would be left. Alex Romanov, I wish I could just see all of his numbers with Starfleet in total. And we'll check... let's look at Rask's nationality while we have it here. Rickard Rask. Good question. Are we on a 3-year deal with a great captain for a 4th-line guy? Who plays way up? Definitely want to shove Rask in the minors. Yeah, he could make it sooner rather than later. He's Finnish. That's good. Romanov, he has his Stanley Cup ring. If we look at his playoff stats, minus 8 games. So, 135 games played. In 135 playoff games with Starfleet... 8 goals, 19 assists, 27 points. Solid. Solid through and through. Stanley Cup ring. Great leader here in Starfleet. Just we don't have the money that defensemen are asking for in franchise mode come these years. We got to move out. We can't be paying over $4 million for a third pair guy, really. Mr. Romanov, we thank you for everything here in Starfleet. And we'll see Columbus. What do you think about this? You're buyers. What do you say to that? Trade accepted. Thank you, Columbus, and that's going to be a nice, tidy bit of business, I think. We free up some more cap space as well, which is great news. Romanov and Busenyas off to Columbus as we get a 5th for a 3rd swap and a Finnish center prospect in our system. There we go. Whew. Sad, really, really sad to move on from him, but I think it had to be done for the salary cap, unfortunately. So if we look at the salary right now, that would leave us with how much cap space at the moment. Well, we don't know for the extensions. We're at 8 point some million, 8.2. We'll see at the extensions after the draft. So there we go. So that leaves us with a good number of picks. Yeah, definitely a good number of picks. 1 first, 1 second, 2 thirds, a fourth, 2 fifths, a sixth, and a seventh. All right. Would anyone want Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen? And we still have to think about, will we trade Kevin Fiala? That's another question, but we don't know yet. No rush on him yet. Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen. Anybody? Yeah, we can get the rights to Filip Hronek. Philip, you know what? I'm gonna make this trade and see if Hronek wants like $2 million. I don't know. Let's do it because UPL is definitely gone no matter what. So UPL, let's go. We bring in Filip Hronek. Let's see if he ends up just walking. If he wants too much money, he's walking. He's an 83 overall, coming off a $6 million contract. Didn't have the craziest numbers. Let's see what happens. Worst case, we just let him walk for nothing. All right. So let's start simming towards our pick, I suppose. Now, Brahmanis, May. There go the high overall guys. Are there any more potential contracts to move? Nah, not really. I scrolled through it already. 1 year left, guys. There's not really anybody. Aside from Svozil, and no one was interested in giving us anything for Svozil. Koivisto. There goes Ryder. We were thinking about Ryder. Ryder, left wing sniper, 3-star shooting, classic mid first round guy. Bannister. So pick number 17 is on the block. Let's start looking a bit closer to our pick now if we're to trade up from 24. Yeah, so Stenberg and Fiala will be ones we can figure out on July 1st once we see more in free agency. Yeah, we did that already, Hobbsy. Nothing came up for a fine trade on Perfetti. But we could do it on Fiala or Stenberg. So yeah, nothing really here. Maybe you look at Raphael West from Belgium. I don't know if we trade up, though. Maybe Zanetti. Darius Zanetti. A shooting. 75 points in the U.S. system. So let's keep advancing a little bit more. West was a 63 overall. Platt. O'Donnell. If we go to fine trade, like we said, let's just quickly take a little peek. No problem, Hobbsy. No problem. Fiala. Fiala would get us a top 6 prospect and a third. Yeah, basically a top 6 prospect and a third. What is Dr. Data's take on raw milk? Raw milk? Like straight from the cow? Pekka in a third, Lenko in a third, Haley in a third, 2 thirds from the Penguins, 2 thirds from the Kraken. There you go. That's what Fiala would get us. While Otto Stenberg would be similar. That same prospect in a fifth instead of a prospect in a third. 2 thirds, 2 thirds. Yeah. Instead of a prospect in a third, just a prospect. 2 thirds, blah, blah, blah. Stenberg, though, he still has 6 years left at 5.5. There goes Zanetti. 65 overall. A bit of a reach there. He was listed at, well, a bit of a reach. For the AI, it was. 3-star shooting sniper. Another streak goes to Montreal. O'Coin. Can we sim through 23, or will Kavanaugh go? No, we should be fine for Kavanaugh. No problem. All right. Sim one more pick, and here we are at 24. You want to swap down Columbus? Nah, we don't want to play too many games. All right, so with our first round pick, I think we're gonna go ahead and select Todd Cavanaugh, the low elite sniper, ace shooting, 2 years away, which isn't as scary as NHL ready, but the low elite potential really speaks to me. And being 17 is also great as well. So that being said, let's head to the podium. With the 24th overall selection in the 2032 NHL entry draft, the San Francisco Starfleet are proud to select from the U.S. development system Todd Cavanaugh. Welcome to the team, my friend Bello. You are 71, okay! Let's go, Bello, yes! At 17, you have 3-star shooting in the 84s, not the 81s, 82s, 83s, 84s. I like this for a 17-year-old, absolutely. Great, Todd Cavanaugh, welcome to the team. 71 at 17 with low elite potential. Yes, thank you very much. Don't mind if I do. Well, a medium top 9 goes next. Whew. McDonough. The Bruins take Vitanen. Medium top 9's ugly. Ugly, ugly, ugly medium top. 2 medium top 9s from the Bruins. Whew. Shades of the Barzal draft. And he's 170 pounds. Look at all these top 9s going at the end of the first round here. Ugly. All right, beginning of round number 2 now. Pick 34. We pick at 57. We have a medium top 4 in Meech. We love our Meech. Jaden Rita is definitely one that we're looking at. 3 years away, similar to Matthias Ekholm. Also another 17-year-old. He's a gem. Could we trade up for 45 to get him? We could, yeah, we could. But do we want to? Between 45 and 57, is there anybody else? There's Lamb. Bradley Lamb, 18. 5 years away, but medium elite. I don't know if I want to go for a guy who's 5 years away that high. Medium, like, there's low elites who are 5 years away for seventh rounder picks. Are good too. Ivanov, LaBelle. Jeremy, welcome to the stream, buddy. Glad you could join us. Victor Ivanov, 3 years away, medium top 6. Yeah, Rita's speaking to me. He's just 5'8". There's also Chartrand. Jean Chartrand. Oh, yeah, so Rita, Lamb is 5'8". Rita is 6 foot. Let's try trading for maybe 43 or something. 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44. So maybe the Hurricanes. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work, but we can try it out. Pick 42 from Carolina. I will give you pick 57, as well as pick 93 to keep 90. So a second and a third for a second and a sixth. Would they be open to doing that? I doubt the AI does this. Second and a third for a second and a sixth. No. Sweeten it just a touch. Lamb, Chartrand, and Rita? We need 3 second-round picks. That would be tough to swing for trade value, I think. Second and a seventh for a second and a third. A bit low for us. So basically a second and a third for a second. To move up 15 spots, I got to add a third. Donovan, welcome to the stream, buddy. Hope you've been enjoying your franchise mode. Donovan just left a couple comments the other day in the franchise mode guide. Glad you could join us for a live stream, buddy. If it's just, can I give you a second and the fourth? All right, so we'll do that. Instead of a second and a third for a second and a seventh, I'll do just a second and a fourth for a second. All right? Thank you, Carolina. We'll do that. Sim to pick 42. Boumdien just went. Meech was medium top 4, 64 overall. All right, let's make our pick here. And we'll go ahead and select Jaden Rita. Medium top 4 D2 wave from the DEL. He's a gem. He's 17. Let's see what we got. Welcome to Team Bello. You are 62 overall. All right, for 17, we can deal with that. 17, yeah, definitely going to be a bit of a project. But I like the gem. I like the potential. I like the age. So maybe he can be like Ramirez. He was a second. Yeah, I think he was also a 42nd overall pick, no? Glad to hear, Donovan. So we'll go like that. Next pick is at pick 90. Between here and 90. Could we trade up for Lamb? We probably could, but it would take a lot of our later value. Jaden Rita and his mother Margarita flying out to San Francisco tonight. Great news. I'd rather take low elites at the end of the draft than a guy... Because he's 3 years away, that's why he's ranked higher. Low top 6 Nilsson. Low elite Renz. Lucas Renz is one that I definitely want to go after a bit more, I think. It's a bit more affordable than Chartrand. Also low elite, also 3 years away, but better nationality. So I think that's a good middle ground. Let's go after Renz at pick 70. So that's 44. Let's just sim one more. So this is 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60, 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, 66, 67, 68, 69, 70. So probably the Oilers pick, right? We said he's going at 70. Let me just double check I'm counting that right. Instead of trading for 58, we'll trade for... So yeah, that could hopefully be a bit better for us. Let's try the Oilers pick here. 69 might be a bit tight, but we'll cross our fingers. Can I give you 93? And I doubt it. And 189? What do you say here, Edmonton? Okay, great. Thank you. A third and a sixth for a third. Thank you, Edmonton. So pick 69, fingers crossed. Good. Nelson went there, low top 6. With pick number 69, we'll go ahead and select Renz from Germany. Lucas Renz, the German, playing in the NLA. Low elite, 17. Once again, it's a young draft. Reversing that polarity. Oh, he's a grinder. Low elite grinder. Okay. I see you, big boy. All right. Great. Get that low elite potential in the system. I don't think we'll make another trade before 90. If anything, we would trade down, probably. Some good prospects here. Some good prospects. Medium elite Howard. No, we're going to wait for the other goalie later on. We could probably trade down Trafford, Jeremy Trafford, A- shooting. Probably 3 stars max. Yeah, you think that's 3 stars max. Where are our pinned guys? Who's pinned now? Yeah, the guy's at the very end now, pretty much. So we have 4 low elites that we want to get. The Rendozer, I like that. So we have 3 low elites that we want. 4 low elites. Hungarian Umberger. Pff, beautiful. You guys have all the names. So there's 4 low elites we definitely want. And how many picks do we have? 1, 2, 3. We have 4 picks left. So if I trade down the 3rd and recoup a couple 5th or something, that would be a good idea, I think. So we want to trade down where and then get something in return. We're at 90. We can trade down 2. Trafford, not enough of a jump. Trade down to where? Take a shot on somebody. Who's this? Matt Sundin? Marcus Sundin. Could take a shot on a Bergenheim, but again, another grinder. We just took a grinder. Or we trade picks next year. We could get a pick next year. Meanly, oh, don't forget Zeeler. So we could trade down to like 140. Okay, so this is 70 right now. Where's one? So at first pick in the 5th round is 133. 133, 134, 135, 136, 137, 138, 139, 140. Can go for 140. Another trade with the Hurricanes. Can make a full grinder line, eh? Oh, you said Umberger's at 95? Okay, we'll check back on him. What was his potential? I don't know. So 90 for 141. The Blue Jackets traded for DeBrusque? I didn't see that. Oh, wait, right now? In the real world, or is that at the bottom? Let me know. And I'll take back... So I'll take the 5th, and then I'll take back another 5th next year. 2 5ths? A 3rd for 2 5ths? In-game? Okay. Whew. A 3rd for 2 5ths, because the game doesn't want to give you anything. 3rd for 2 5ths? Rejected, of course. Why? How could they? Top 6? I think I'd rather roll the dice on the low elites, honestly. Isn't sufficient at all. So I basically have to trade you a 3rd for a 5th, right? And then maybe if I'm lucky, you'll take it. What a joke. What a joke. For a 7th. Too far off. Oh, man. I'm going to add Svozil then, I guess, to it. Oh, okay, hold on. We're about to lose the thing. Oh, my goodness. Or do we just take the Hungarian? Let me see at 95. I don't see any Hungarians. Since I passed. I don't see anybody here. Offer trade. Oh my goodness. Oh boy, Hurricanes. Give me pick 141, please. 141. I'll give you a 3rd. And Svozil. And I will take back a 6th. What a joke. Rejected. Who else can I toss in here? Carson Lambos. Too far off. Who else can we toss in here? Kermenstein. Galvis. Galvis. Rejected. Isn't sufficient at all. How does this make sense? It doesn't. That's what it is. It just doesn't. I have no one else with low trade value. I guess it's just not happening then. I don't know what to tell you. What a joke. Oh, Sycola. I didn't see Sycola. Okay, Sycola. One last try. Rejected. Nope. I'm not doing it. I'm just not doing it. Nope. With my 3rd, I'm selecting who I want. I have 4 picks. I'm making 4 picks. What a joke. What a sick and twisted joke. Who's this guy Umberger? Where's Who's Umberger? Oh, the Croatian, medium top 6D. No, no, no. Negative. I see what you're saying. Okay, Bryson Zeeler. Here we go. There you go. Let the tears out, baby. Slim's here. Everyone get your raincoats. The Swiss goaltender, medium elite 52 overall. Bang. I'll just take that. I'm going to reach on the guy I want then. 134 now. What a joke. 134. We'll take Artukin, low elite. Ivan Artukin. Low elite 52 overall. 156. I will take Ference, low elite 201, whatever. Jeremy Ference, defensive defenseman, low elite. And I picked 222. That's the last one. Yes, I picked 222, our last pick. I will take Zaitsev, the Ukrainian playmaker, even though he's 20. And he is 54 overall, low elite. Okay, whew, we made it. We made it. Kavanaugh, Rita, Renz, Zeeler, Artukin, Ference, and Zaitsev. Now the hiccups are coming. Okay, so David Pastrnak, welcome to the team as well. Big trade that we made earlier on, as Ryan Rubrick is off to Boston. And now we will enter the re-sign phase. Cam Beats needs a new contract. He definitely won't want to stay as an A-rated coach. So Cam Beats, yeah, he's going to go to free. You're going to just have to let him go. Cam Beats is A-rated. That's going to give a chance for Crosby to join the team, I suppose. And we can get a new AHL head coach, I guess. So Cam Beats will be fired, or just released, whatever you want to call it. And we'll see what happens with Crosby in the end. But there you go. All right. And a bunch of scouts need contracts too. Oops. This guy needs a contract? Yes. Caroline Commodore. Expensive. We had a lot of scouts expiring. But where are they? Here you go. Matilda Zetterberg. Crazy name. Wasn't that? Okay, it was all the ones at the bottom here, that's why. Ariana Sampson. Corbin Johnston. Where's Corbin Blue at? Jump In. Underrated movie. You know what's a really good Disney movie? Lemonade Mouth. Man, was that a good movie. Anybody else? Alright. Whew. That's that. Blah, blah, blah. Thank you. Here we are. Resign phase. Let's break out the calculator. Get the calculator ready to go. Okay. Excuse me. Here we go now. Take me back. Yes, sir. Okay. All expire. Actually, let's start with the UFAs. No, I don't remember Cheetah Girls, actually. Rings a bell, but I don't remember it. Philip Hronik, are you going to sign a contract with us, or do you just want too much? It's just yeah, 1 year, $5 million, not going to happen. So we'll go ahead and release Hronik. There you go. So we have $9.16 million to play with. Not much to do for the UFAs, but for the RFAs, Eriksson will eat up the majority, if not all of that, and then Emily needs a contract too. It's going to be tight, but we should be okay. Svozil, if he wants $1 million, yeah, he's going to have to walk as well. Svozil will walk. Kerman, I'd like to get him on board. He wants 1.3. Lambos, he's not going to be sticking around. No, he's going to go anyways. Galvis, medium 7th D. You want a one-way $1.2 million deal? No chance. Sycola, 77 overall. One-way $1.2 million? No chance. Now it just leaves us with our unsigned prospects. We'll give them all their entry-level contracts. No problem. Reginald Lombardi, legend. Khalil Funk, the Italian. Italiano. Fedorov, and Fistrick. Who are these guys exactly? What, third round pick, second round pick, sixth round pick. Oh, hey, these guys are second round picks in here. Yeah, let's see what happens. Kerman will come back to you. RFAs now. So, Ludwig Eriksson, we definitely want to give him his big contract, but can we afford to go... Like, I would want to do 8 years, but because of the salary cap, we're going to have to max out the RFA years, I think. 9.9 at 85% brings it to 8.415. So 8.4175, let's say. 8.425, we'd say. 3 years at 8.2425. Yeah. 3 years at 8.425 on Ludwig Eriksson. 2 years is a little cheaper. 1 year is much cheaper, but then that might be an expensive 2 more years after that. So I think let's go 3 years. Let's max out the RFA years. And then we'll give him his big contract when the money situation is better. 3 years from now. So Ludwig, let's see what you say to that. Worst case, we just qualify. Vyacheslav Emelin, he only wants 1.5. Yeah, I want to give this guy long term. I'm going to pay him more than he wants, but long term. So we're going to qualify Emelin, and we'll sign him as soon as we see what happens with Eriksson. Odell, we're going to have to wait on Odell. Type Palace. Oh my goodness, I'm sorry about that. 1.2 again. Qualify. Blomdahl. Yeah, these guys all just gotta be qualified. Nikulin, I'll probably let him walk at this point. He's been a good trooper in the AHL for, yeah, he's been in for 4 years now. 50 points a couple of years ago, 23 this past year. Less ice time, yeah, makes sense. Nikulin will come back in free agency if we want you, buddy. Release you now. Wall was a former second-round pick of ours. Again, everybody wants 1.2. The classic RFA glitch. Booms, yeah, okay. Qualify. 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 Great. And for goalies, Emanin. What's Emanin going to be wanting here? 1.2. Again, we'll qualify and see. And Zherdev, qualify. Brule gets his contract. There you go. And unsigned players. Anyone we want to sign right now? I don't think so, eh? Kavanaugh's the highest overall? No. Crazy that, like, you have these guys like Siemens, who's 21 but 66. Kirk, Captain Kirk. We'll try to get him signed in. Okay, so excuse me. That might actually be it for the re-sign phase. And anyone we sign in free agency would be because we move out Fiala and or Stenberg. So advancing a day. Scouts are signing on. Good. Let me get a little sip of water while we do that. Jacques Brule, Lombardi, Mueller, Fistrick, Funk, Eriksson, easy decision. Great news. Thank you, Ludwig. Fedorov. Okay, so that's big news right there. That leaves us with 1.735 million. We'll probably spend that on Kerman. Mostly. We'll give him a 1-year deal. 1.275. Let's bring it down to 1.1. 1 year at 1.1 on Kerman. Yerke. Let's see what Yerke says to that. Easy decision. Great. All right, that brings us down to now at 1.6. Okay. So 1.6 million. UFAs are taken care of. RFAs, pretty much the only guys that we'd have to have NHL money for would be Emelin and Odell. Does Odell stay as third pair D? Coming off his rookie, I don't know why is he on the Flames? 6th round pick, rookie season, solid enough third pair guy. 15 minutes a night. He was a +3. Woof! 12 points. In the playoffs, 3 games, -1. I wouldn't mind keeping him, but 2-point-something million, it's difficult. But we did have him qualified, so we can always just get the qualifying deal signed up for whatever it was, like 1 million. It's Emelin who I want to get signed on long term, but I don't want to cheese it. Like, I'd go 3 years. I'd go 8 years now. No, maybe not. Could we do... Fiala, I don't know. Could we do a 5-year deal on Emelin? Paying him like $2 million a year? We'll wait. I want him to be locked in as third-line center. If we can. So, that gets us to free agency now. Yes, everybody's taken care of and qualified. Okay. Here we go. Free agency, ladies and gentlemen. First things first, I'm just curious to see the extension demands of anyone new. So, there we go. So, Balachevitz is going to be a big one. He would be wanting 11.6 right now. You know what? I might lock that here, right now. We could get him 4 years as an RFA. But I think I'd go 8 years even. I'd pay the extra for 8 years. Hold on a second. So, 11.65. We could go 7 years at 9.9. Or 8 years at 10.525. So an extra 600K for an extra year. That's worth it. Yeah, I no question. We got to lock this in now. 8 years at 10 point. I even go a little bit more than, like, instead of 5, well, 10.55 instead of 525. Extra 25,000. 8 years at 10.55 million for the young 20-year-old. Let's see what Balachevitz says to that. I don't even need to ask. That's just a slam dunk. Let's see what he says. David Pastrnak, if he were to stay, he wants upwards of 8 million, but he'll probably regress a little bit overall wise, so we're going to do that. Kevin Fiala would be wanting 4 million. Bruka would be wanting a couple million, just out of my curiosity. Eamon and 2 needs a contract. We're at 1.6 here. It's tight. It's tight. Okay. In free agency. Now, our question is... Maybe we should do scouts first. Okay, well, yeah, before I get ahead of myself and forget about the scouts, we should do that. And probably randomize the draft class before we gotta take care of business and be good. NLA and a couple SHLs. A couple SHL scouts, anybody? E, A-rated, A+, great. These are right here. Petrov and Novoladov, both for the SHL. There you go. Boop, done. This guy any good for the NLA? D-rated, C-, but an A scout. Yeah, we'll make it work for René Poulet. Okay, so I'll hire those 3 A- scouts and fire these 3 B scouts. Bye-bye. Done. Okay. When it comes to the coaching, if we look at higher staff... There's Cam Beats as the highest-ranked coach. With who's even interested in him? The Maple Leafs. So it makes sense we didn't keep him as goalie coach forever. So a few A-rated guys out here. We can't see their fits super well, unfortunately. Joel Mikalski. Where's my NHL players who are out here? Bo Horvat, of course. Big Bo. We had Big Bo. Could he be AHL head coach with Sidney Crosby moving up? I wonder. Bo Horvat, AHL head coach. Maybe even Anze Kopitar, who's actually listed as an AHL head coach. Anze Kopitar could be a good one, but he has low ratings. Unfortunately. Kopitar and Horvat. Both interesting, but... Unless we sign... Oh, we could sign Bo Horvat as goalie coach, then just demote him. Because as much as we like Kopitar, coach influence at A and teaching at B- is a lot more value. Yeah, tempting, but the C throws me off. So Bo Horvat, we'll sign him to be NHL goalie coach if he wants it, and we'll demote him to AHL head coach and see what happens. So let's see what happens with Big Bo. Bo top 50 in the organization. Okay, whew, that's that. Now is finally the time to look at free agency. The moment we've all been waiting for. Okay, wow. So let's first look at the UFAs, and let's first look at the forwards. UFA forwards, Bradley Nadeau, Shane Wright, Jack Eichel, Trevor Zegras, James Haggins, who we're talking about as second-line center option. James Haggins. Again, though, similar to the Marco Kasper question, is he just too heavy of a playmaker? Here he is. Here's the hater. Let the hate flow. Let it flow. I love it. It fuels me. Matthew Wood, sniper. Slavkovsky's player type is very helpful, but again, Sims as a playmaker, am I not? Yeah, Sims as a playmaker as well. I'd be looking for a goal scorer. Nadeau is too good for the second line. Maybe a Matthew Wood. 4.5-star shooting, Predators prospect in the real world. I don't know, Lafreniere scores just as many goals. Stramel. I think we need a playmaker, a true center. That would be Marco Kasper. That would be Marco Kasper. Victor Eklund, William Eklund's brother. Yeah, the rain's coming down, eh, Mark? Nazar, Eriksson Ek also out there. Frank Nazar, playmaker. 85 faceoffs for Frank Nazar as a playmaker, but American. So could that be question marks? Joel Eriksson Ek. Well, we have a hole in the lineup, Slim. We got to fill the hole in the lineup. Oh, a true one isn't a true playmaker. I see. But Kasper could be that guy still. I wonder if Detroit... Excuse me. They never do, but I wonder if you would want to... If they want to retain salary at all. Oh my goodness. You do one thing that doesn't hurt the team, and you're trying to build a super team with Slim. Sorry that I didn't trade everybody for 72 overall grinders. Sorry for building the super team. So if I traded you... Fiala would be for the money. But then I'd have to add some some pieces for the value. We have to really make it worth their while to retain salary. If I say retain like 2 million or whatever, like he's making what, 9.4? So even retain 1.4, let's say, bring it down to 8 million. Guys who are veterans. Our veteran presence right now are young guys who have become veterans, pretty much. Hudson's 26, Perfetti's 30, Sider 31, McIntyre 26. Those guys. Ramirez 26. Oscar says, how important would you say having an offensive defenseman in your top 4 is? In franchise mode simulation, that's quite important. Especially a guy who can quarterback the power play and all that. It goes a long way if you have a really good one. Not just any offensive defenseman, but one who simulates well does go a long way. So if we say Fiala, and if we also... Maybe we don't say Fiala. Maybe you're more interested in Stenberg than Fiala. If we say Stenberg instead of Fiala... in terms of players who fit your timeline. Stenberg in a first. Okay, but then the salary cap wouldn't work, that's why. It would have to be Fiala. So Fiala and a first. That would leave us with a couple million, 2.4-ish. Fiala, a first... we could throw in a goalie prospect if we're keeping... Are we keeping Immonen? Or do we use him as a trade piece here because we don't have the 2 million to give him? We got to give it to Emelin. But who would we sign? And for what? Like, James Haggins would cost 11 million if we go sign him. If I give you Immonen... It said he was on your trade block, I thought. Oh, no, he's not. You need a goalie here in Detroit? Yeah, they need a goalie. Yeah, Haggins is interesting, but he's going to cost 11 million. And that would be all of our salary cap with Fiala moving out. Yeah, I don't think it would work money wise. We would have to trade Fiala and Stenberg just to be able to have the permission to spend 11 million on Haggins. Yeah, if it's a question of money, just play Zherdev. So Immonen, Fiala, and a first. Immonen is better, but if it's a question of money, it might come down to that. To Detroit for Marco Kasper. So I think this is a trade I'm comfortable with, but let's just make sure we're doing our due diligence in the trade blocks, because there's other... Maybe they've changed since the draft. If we're looking at second-line center options, because right now it's Otto Stenberg or Vyacheslav Emelin. So, skaters matching the block. No one in Detroit, in Anaheim. No one in Arizona. No one in Boston. Buffalo has this have an RFA on the block plus Alex Tuck. Calgary, no. Carolina, I'm just looking just at overall for the moment here. Tage Thompson, but he's 34, making 11.5 for... No, we can't do that. That's too crazy. Sam Reinhart also out there. Dallas, Detroit. So there's Kasper. Also Dylan Larkin, but 1 year left, and he's 35. Yeah, not a lot of players out here. Plus, the nationality is great. Should we try a trade finder to see if anyone will take Fiala and or Stenberg in a pure cap dump? They would. They would, but then that removes value from the Kasper trade. We could get back picks and prospects or whatever for Fiala and or Stenberg. But I don't know if I want to spend $11 million on a second-line center. And Hagen's numbers weren't even that crazy in my mind, no? We'll go back to free agency in a second, take another look. Whoa, Brady Tkachuk, Drake Batherson, Josh Norris on the block here in Ottawa. Hide your eyes, Hobbsy. Hide your eyes. Brady Tkachuk. We could sign Wood or Strammel, but then we still don't have a centerman. Unless we do Strammel, who's a centerman, right? But Wood is a winger. Batherson, Norris, Peterka. Cutter Goetze. Ooh, even Morgan Frost. Morgan Frost is making 10.6, though. Another playmaker, another Canadian as well. Wouldn't work with Lafreniere. Yeah, I mean, you know what? Maybe we could promote... Maybe we could sign our 66 overall from the queue and play him on the second line and let him develop. Maybe that would be a good idea. You're onto something, Slim. Cutter Gauthier. No, we don't need that attitude. Medulin. St. Louis. Tampa. Yeah, he doesn't seem to sim super well, Batherson. Yeah, so not much on the blow. Ooh, Tippett, Miroshnichenko, and Suzdalev. We were thinking about Suzdalev earlier. Playmaking winger. But again, who plays... Then who goes where? If Lafreniere's on the left and Fiala's on the right... No, sorry. If Lafreniere's on the left and Pasternak's on the right... Yeah, I got a better idea. Trade for a centerman. Slim. Then we would need a second-line center. Miroshnichenko, Tippett, Winnipeg. Yeah, so there you go. Super teams. I build to the draft, kiddo. Let the tears out. So Casper would probably be the guy if it's a trade. If we go to free agency, we look back at centerman to play on the second line. Yeah, I don't know if I want to move down McIntyre, though. Decision made. Perfetti second line center and bring in Brady. If they're trading him, he's coming here, and that's it. The first part was an actual suggestion, no idea if it would work. Well, Perfetti second line center would be Lafreniere has to move up, which is possible. So looking at the centerman here, so James Haggins, if we want to pay him almost $11 million, and to do what? He's been a 60, 70 point guy? Yeah, so it's okay. It's not bad. It's not bad. It's just... Casper does similar numbers for less money. Stramel is an 85 overall, but for good reason, as he's a 30, 40 point guy. I'd rather have Emelin or Stenberg. Nazar is also interesting, but again, he's a bit better 40, 50 point guy. But American, does that cause issues? His 87 durability stands out to you, Slim. Eriksson Ek, 62 point season. Was it an outlier, though? He's 35. And then it gets too low from there, probably. Landon will be wanting Johnston, for sure. So if it's a free agency guy, it's probably Nazar. How about Zegras, even? Good X factors for Haggins, true. Zegras is a 70 point guy, but again, American. Is that a problem? Not necessarily. So we could do Zegras for 10 million, probably. How are his face-offs here? 79. Right, for sure. We signed Lafreniere, but Lafreniere as a playmaker had higher upside, I think, than a two-way forward. Stramel's a power forward, that's true. But is he being buried, is my question. A little bit, yeah. I don't know. There was potential in Lafreniere with his limited ice time. I don't know if there's as much potential with Charlie Stramel. You're right, though, that we can't look just at what he's done, because we can think about what he could do with us. That's also true. So it'd either be Nazar... But here's the thing. If we get Nazar, we got to trade out Fiala or Stenberg for the money. If we free up, whatever, 8 million, then pay 4 million, that makes a difference of 4. Okay, I see that. Here's a tough one to consider. He wants a 6-year contract as well. Yeah, 35. Yeah, oh my goodness. Slim, please. A 35-year-old two-way forward to be second-line center on a Stanley Cup contending team. That's your suggestion? That's your suggestion? Let's look at the trade finder. What does Fiala fetch us? Because the third line, Stenberg can still survive on the third line for a little bit more. What does Fiala get us? A third, a fourth, and Knizhov. That's it. We have to find a team that wants him. Are the Sharks buyers? I'm not trading them in our division, that's for sure. They're sellers, even. Let's find buyers. Who's a team that wants Fiala? A buying team that wants Fiala. No, but only sellers want him. Only sellers want him, of course. That makes total sense. Buyer, Columbus, all right? Columbus is a buying team that wants him. Keep that in mind. Minnesota, but the money won't work out. And that's it. Okay, so basically only one team. Columbus. They can give us a small contract back. They almost have enough. They're just like 0.2 under. So Columbus. You have any goalies here? Not much, but aside from Askarov, eh? If we give you Emanin, who you want as well, Fiala and Emanin. Why would we're trying to shed money. Why are you saying the opposite of everything we need to do? Retain salary. And then we take back, so they have to send equal money back. No, they'd have to only send back like 0.2 million. Like a league minimum contract is all they'd have to send back to us. So we could take Safronov, 76-21, who we were looking at earlier. But I'm not sure if I like the attributes that much. Who's this guy? Xavier Kong. King Kong. That would really be something, eh? Defensive defenseman King Kong. Braden O'Coin just got drafted. Bergenheim. It's 55-20. Why would... Again, you're just looking at the absolute opposite of everything that makes sense. He's Canadian. No, there were no... It was only sellers. Only sellers wanted Fiala. Unless we just trade him to a different team. Or we just take draft picks. Take a first from Columbus. And... sorry. Lecomte, would that work for the salary? Yeah, that would work. Lecomte, who's this guy? Nathan Lecomte. Okay, sniper, second round pick. So Fiala and Emanin for a first and Lecomte. That would leave us with 10 million to go out and spend 5 whatever on Nazar, 2 whatever on Emelin, and 2 whatever on Odell. This one would hurt. This one would hurt. We love Kevin Fiala. Kevin Fiala came in here, wow. Parts of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Parts of 6 seasons with Starfleet. He has a Stanley Cup ring, 90-point season, just a quiet point-per-game guy at his best. Passed 1,000 points with us. Had a lot of playoff experience, too, with us. 28 points in 24 games in his first postseason, the year we won the Stanley Cup, right? When he came in, joined the team, won a Stanley Cup, bang, rest is history. I don't even know if Columbus would want to do this deal. But I'm going to send it and see what they say. Rejected, too far off. And Lecomte, actually they could do it without Lecomte. Straight up, still rejected. Sweeten just a touch. So just a touch would push it through. We would get another first round pick, which is nice. It would allow our forwards... We don't need to bury Fiala on the third line. Our forwards would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, Nazar as 6. But still, then who's... Okay, no, sorry. Nazar's not a winger. He's a center. Then Stenberg, Emelin, and Lucic on the third line. Brelin, Pruka, and Kerman on the fourth. Afanaseyev 13th forward. Actually, Blumdahl would probably go fourth. Afanaseyev could probably be traded. We love Afanaseyev, but we could probably trade him too. There's just no room for him with these young... Ovechki too. Yeah, let's move Afanaseyev. And let's take back a little bit more value. We'll give him... We love Afanaseyev as well. He's been a trooper. I'll take back a third. And I'll see if you'll do that. If not, I'll add a pick. Make a pick swap. Columbus, what do you say? Sweeten it just a touch. Add a 7th to take back a first and a third. Okay, Columbus, what do you say to that? We can't afford to sign the RFA player you're sending our way. So So Imonen would not work out. So I guess we take out Imonen from the deal. Would you still want to do this? Isn't sufficient at all. I'm sorry. Fiala and Afanasiev for the first. Value too far off. Unless we take back... Like, I do give you Imonen, maybe. I'll take back one of your RFAs and then flip them for somebody else. Or I free up money for you another way. Rensky. You need Rensky out, eh? Maybe, but he's a legend. Ferraro, maybe? You just took on Romanov from us. Yeah, Romanov just didn't help. I'll take back Ferraro then. To help you out money-wise. A first and Ferraro for Fiala. And can I take that third or not? I'm doing you a favor here. Isn't sufficient at all. If I add in a sixth, isn't sufficient at all again. Okay. Instead of a third, can I take back a fifth? A first and a fifth? Okay, straight up. Oh my goodness. I'm trying to help you. Fiala, Afanasiev, and a sixth. Oh boy, okay! Alright, Columbus! Thank you very much. Kevin Fiala. Thank you for your service here to San Francisco. Oh, man. It hurts to move him. It hurts, but at 8 point whatever million for top 9 potential, maybe he's an 83 overall at the start of the season, it'll be hard to have him and Stenberg on the third line. It's just a lot of space, a lot of money. Romanov and Fiala end up going to Columbus. And we take back a prospect, Rask, and we get a first-round pick as well from the Blue Jackets. It hurts very badly to move. Reverse the polarity. We gotta move on. We gotta move on. It's sad he only had 1 year left on his deal, but we gotta move on. We can't. I don't want to move everybody. We kept Stenberg. We gotta move on. Now at this point, who's our leader in games played? It's Avery McIntyre. Yeah, veteran presence matters for the storyline, though. Gen Z matters very much for the storyline. So McIntyre, pretty much our franchise leader for everything in terms of current players now. I wonder if Fiala had more. I don't think so. I don't think he did. Okay. So now if we go to free agency, we want to sign Emelin. And we traded Imonen too, right? Imonen's gone. So that leaves us with the signing of Zherdev. Goaltending. So Mikola and... No, Imonen's still here. Imonen's still here, so we could sign him. 9.5 million. It says we have 1. Yeah, we could. Yeah, okay, 1.2. Sure. Even 2 years, 0.8. Easy. 2 years, 800K. Thank you. On Imonen, we'll see what happens there. Zherdev, same thing. Yeah, 1 year, 2-way, 800K. Perfect. The other RFAs on the team. So Emelin was one of them. Emelin, it's crazy how cheap he wants. We're going 5 years, 2 million. 5 years, $10 million. He thinks he's like, is that too cheese? It's twice as much as he wants. But he's great. For third line center, 2 million's fine. 5x2. I see the argument to pay him less. I see the argument to pay him more. Do we go like 1 or 2 years at 2.5? Or do we lock in 5x2? $10 million for 5 years. He's an 80 overall, but we know that he can be better than that. Let me know your thoughts while I take a little sippy sip. Mark says not cheese. Chromium says I think that's okay. $1.75 says Slim. Slim, I can't take you seriously tonight. So I can't take your thoughts. 5x2, let's do it. 5x2. Thank you. Thumbs up from King Turby. Good. Okay, the rest of everybody else is going to get their 800K contracts or whatever it is. 1 year RFA, we'll keep them there. Scarabelli, 1 year RFA, 800K. Yup. Works. Thank you, Hobbsy. Bunzien. Funny, either they want 1 year, 1.2, and 2 years 0.8, or they want 2 years 1.2 and 1 year 0.8. Doesn't make sense. Odell 800K? We'll see. Yeah, what about him? You want to cry into them? You want to kiss the ring? Let's go Wall. 2 years, 2-way, 800K. Blumdahl. Louder, Slim. Louder! Louder! I want more! 2 years, 800K again. I think we lock in that at 25, he probably gets to what? Probably maxes 83, 84. Louder, Slim! Louder, I said! That's 1 year, 2-way, 800 on Type Palace. And Odell in the end, what does Odell want? Down to 3.3. Yeah, we could do, 1 year, 1.9, that's fine. 1.9 would be 1.625. Spoiler, the Monday franchise is Slim mode. Whatever Slim says goes. Imagine. 1.625 for 1 year. That makes a lot more sense on Odell. So we'll see what they say to that. That's it. I love the Kylo gif in the Discord. I use it very often. Okay, and finally, let's go look at Frank Nazar. So Nazar is our target at center. Before we even look at anything else, he's our target at center. Nazar, 6 years at an affordable AAV. He's 28, though. I'd prefer to go less years. But 6 gets him to 34. Yeah, we'll go 6 years. Oh, yeah. A trade is always possible. But do we go 6 years? Would the Rangers give him more? 6 years, $4 million? He's going to be our second-line center, so 4.25, especially in a world where the salary cap's over $100 million. 4.25 when the cap... So, let's say today's world is 87.5. So... What am I trying to do? Oh, yeah. So, 4.25... with a salary cap of 106.41 is the equivalent of 3.5 million. 1.7, yeah. The equivalent, 4.25 is the same as 3.5. Gen Z says go to 4.6. Let's go to 4.35. 4.35 for 6 years on Frank Nazar. Yeah, McIntyre and Nazar got to stay separate, though, just so we all remember. Yes, moving up to the first line would probably always be Pasternak anyways. So Nazar moves up, 6 by 4.35. Thank you. Frank Nazar going to get that contract. Hopefully he signs it. If not, we're going to have to think of some different options. Warp 4.35. There you go, basically, right? Then, so on defense, I'm also curious about defense. If we want a new third pair, definitely affordable as well. Yeah, there's no one who's affordable, really. Yeah, so we're going to wait on defense. Here's Svozil. There he is. We're going to wait on defense. Those are crazy numbers. Let's advance a week and see where we get. Let's advance and see where we get. Scouts sign on. Good. Blumdahl and Dvorak for Tuck in the third. It's not a bad offer. Thank you. Thank you. Bo Horvat is on board. Good. Let's stop simming for a second. Scarbelli, Odell rejects, Zherdev, Blumdahl, Type Palace. Why are they always in Calgary if they reject? Emanin, Emelin, good. Wall, good. Nazar's on board. Frank Nazar, welcome to the Starfleet organization, my friend. Chavitz extends as well. Whew, a lot of big decisions happening here. Guliev, maybe Guliev comes back, eh? Maybe. Okay, so let's go back to free agency here. Anybody still out here with potential even? Yeah, I did mean to do that. Yeah, the Meyer offer wasn't horrible either. Down to 5.785 million. Affordable UFAs. Oh, it doesn't show us that, just affordable. So, Eriksson would still be interesting. Halishuk was one guy we were thinking about last episode. Chance Halishuk, tough numbers though. There's Philip Hronik. Defense. Anybody affordable on defense? Not really, eh? Crazy numbers. Grossman, but he's an RFA. UFA defenseman who don't want $5 million to be a third pair. Crazy. We have to trade for somebody. Or just get an 80. Let's look at the organization makeup again quickly here. View contracts. Meyer replacing Fiala for the Swiss presence, so I don't think we'd have the money. It would be tough. Trade value would probably have to be Stenberg out for Meyer. Yeah, Bernard Docker could be a guy. So now in extension dollars, we have 5.3 million in extension dollars. So we got to keep that in mind too. So next season, if we want to keep Pasternak, somebody's moving. Otto Stenberg probably has 1 season left with us then. Yeah, it's probably Stenberg's last season with us. I would think. Yep. Okay. Now, on defense, where am I going? Main roster, defense. So 1, 2, 3, 4. That's our top 4. And then in the system, or sorry, starting by overall, could Odell and Typalis be our third pair? I don't really think so. But we do have players coming up in the system, like Elon, low elite, he could get there soon. Boomzien, I don't know. Odell can stay on the left. Do we just go after Bernard Docker on the right, or do we make a trade? Probably the easier one is to just go after Bernard Docker. Odell and Typalis could be third. Maybe Typalis is 7th D. And Bernard Docker's a little bit of insurance. A little bit more confidence, maybe? Where'd he go, Bernard Docker? Here, let me show you. Oh, sorry. Welcome back, Leafs King. Typalis, where is he? There he is. He is a right D. 23 points in 73 games. So he hasn't been a big points guy. I'd rather get someone for insurance and keep Typalis in the NHL, but get someone for insurance. They were on a pair in the AHL and they won the call. That's true. They have the chemistry together. That is true. So Bernard Docker might end up being the 7th guy. Who knows? Jordan Spence is also not on a bad contract there, but 83 shot blocking, 85 stick checking. I don't know. Offensive defenseman with 20 points. Tough plus minuses aside from the last couple of years. Odell will get a chance. Where's Bernard Docker? Here he is. Bernard Docker. 80 overall. Thanks, Leafs King. We're going to get to 10,000 soon enough. Bernard Docker. Let's go 2 years. 2 years at 1.05 on Bernard Docker. Because it's tough to find cheap defensemen. Worst case, we trade. Jacob Bernard Docker. Let's see what you got to say to that. Anybody with elite potential here? UFAs. Low elite offensive defenseman. Terry Mangone? Yeah, impressed or disappointed with 3 straight 21-point seasons. He has crazy passing. You want to play in the AHL? If you want to play in the AHL, I'll sign you. No, you want a one-way deal? I'll give you a max 2-way deal. If you want to play in the AHL, I'll give it to you. And for forwards, some low elites out here. Who's this guy? Michael Bishop. Power forward. 7th round pick, 220th overall. That's interesting. Tucker Metropolit. Great name. Also a sniper, but 2.5-star shooting. That would be a great storyline, Mighty Joe. Tucker Metropolit. Odd stats. I could see them. Yeah, Metropolit and Bishop. Let's give them contracts and see what happens if they want them. 2-way, max 2-way, or even just 950, just to see if the universe really has it in mind for us. Say 50k there, and we'll see what happens. Even Tim O'Reilly. Undercooked. Alright, we'll just do that. We already have some players. Oh, there was Christian Knights. He was out there. Let's start simming to next season, but I'll pause to set the draft class. Tucker Mathot's on board. Great. Bernard Docker's on board, but Mangione says, I'll never sign a 2-way deal. Bishop's on board. Great. Alright, so I think that just about does it for the free agency here. He scored 34 goals in his rookie season. Great. Okay, we'll take that. Michael Bishop. Now, last thing to do is to set the draft class. Your words are just static, Slim. Just static. Okay, let's do it. Random number 1 to 100. We're going to say that... What was the draft class this past year? Let's see. Build a team that doesn't... I'll try. We simmed to September. So last year was medium. Okay, so we'll do 1 to 25. Yeah, we'll do 1 to 25 is low. 26 to 74 is medium. And 75 to 100 is high. We'll do that, okay? Random number 1 to 100. Generate 91. Okay. It will be a high draft class quality, but generated prospect quality will be medium with 38. So 91 and 38 are our two numbers. It will be a high, medium draft class. After medium last year, it will now be high, medium for this next year. All right, so 91, no doubt. It was definitely going to be a high class. Okay, so I think we're ready to sim to the start of next season now. Oh, we just got to fix the coaching staff quickly. So Bo Horvat. Hold on. So Sekach goes down to AHL goalie coach, AHL assistant coach, AHL associate coach. Crosby's on the NHL staff now. Welcome. And Bo Horvat becomes AHL head coach. And I'll leave AHL goalie coach free, I suppose. Yeah, I should have done it a different way. Anyways, Sidney Crosby, welcome to the NHL bench. We'll see what happens with the team fit and all that with the coaches at the end of the episode. Maybe Cochran takes over. We still don't know. And Crosby joins the bench there as Bo Horvat is our new AHL head coach. Okay. That being said, let's sim to next season. Here come the RFAs. I guess I could take your contract. And what's Timo Meier looking like? We were talking about Timo Meier. Why do you think that, Gen Z? Timo Meier, negative 24 last year. 5.7 million for one more season. 35. 29 goals, 54 points. Eesh. He'd clog up the bottoms. He'd be a third liner. I don't know if it would work for us. Dawson Mercer being offered to us, too. What do you say, Odell? Or do we need to... Sorry, do we have to offer him another contract? That's true. I forgot. He had declined the last one from Calgary. You think him being there would grow the goalies? Okay. We could put him there. Doesn't change my life. Sure. Sorry, I didn't... RFAs. Yeah, Odell and Typala still need contracts. My bad. We had said... Sorry, let me go back to the calculator. 1.65. Now he's willing to take that? Really? So, well, 1 year, 1.5 is fine. Pastrnak I'm not going to extend now because I'm expecting regression over the course of next season. 1 year, 1.5 on Odell. And Typalis, great. So we'll do 2 years at 0.8. No problem. Crazy, guys. They reject more money for this. Frank, as long as goalie coach has A+ teaching, does it matter who it is? Also a good question. Frank the Tank Baby, thanks for stopping by. Right, exactly. But does he want big boy money? Is he already willing to take a little bit less? I think it said he wanted 7 or 8, wasn't it? Pastrnak today wants 8.375. Yeah. So we'll wait on that. Okay. Say catchers, they have 8 teaching. C, B minus teaching, B teaching. Okay, yeah, sure. Say catch can go to goalie coach, but it does make him less happy. That's the problem, Gen Z, with doing that. It hurts the AHL staff chemistry as a whole. Does it really grow the goalies that much more? Who's to say? Okay, now let's advance to next season if they want to sign those contracts. There we go. I've been thinking about it, and okay, thank you. I decided to accept your offer. I look forward to making an impact on your team. Get out of my office. Type Alice on board. Great. Okay, we're good to get the season started now. Let's sim to next season and see how we're looking growth-wise and all that. Oh my goodness. Okay, great. Wall and a 7 for that's not a bad offer. 3rd and a 4th. So yesterday I was live. Excuse me. I was live yesterday for the Stanley Cup Final breakdown, analysis, all that. Just curious, while we're simming here, what are your Stanley Cup Final predictions? I said Panthers in 6. That's like the most popular prediction, but that's what I'm saying. I want to hear yours as well. But here we go. First things first, let's set the captains. You follow me on Twitch. Thanks, Leafs King. I haven't done Twitch in a couple of years. So Valanciunas is not an alternate just yet. So McIntyre keeps his A. Or not, he gets his A. But now that both Lindholm and Romanov are gone, we're rolling with 3 alternates. I think McIntyre, I know McIntyre keeps one. I think Cole Perfetti gets the other. And I have to think somebody on defense probably gets one too. And it might be, I don't know, is it Seider? Is it Hudson? Is it Eriksson? Is it Ramirez even? Yeah, as Deister said, Ramirez. Good point. So Ramirez, McIntyre, and Perfetti will be our 3 alternates headed into next season. And we'll go from there. Ramirez has been here for what, 8 seasons now? What is your recommendation on AHL caliber RFAs that want NHL money? A 76 overall wanting 1.25. No, I just qualify them. Qualify. And they'll take 800K later on. All right, let's check out the lines now. Here we go. What kind of growth or regression do we have over the off-season? Okay. All right. I like what I see so far. First things first, go to roster moves. Forwards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. We don't have Morale on, so I can't see that, Cam. 13 is Olvecki. Bishop is an AHL player. That's what we signed him for. He's not coming up. Blumdahl is going to be a guy who's going to fight for a spot, though. So Blumdahl will come up. Yeah, I'd love to see McDavid get the ring, though, for sure. Defense, 1, 2, 3, 4. Eriksson at 89. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Typalis at 7th D. There you go. And Elandon's going to come up probably the season after this one. Okay. And goaltending, Mikola. Elandon up to an 84. That's great. Zherdev at 78. So between Zherdev, Huberdeau, and Brule, somebody probably has to get moved here. Zherdev 78, but 24. He's probably the odd man out. Sylvain 73 and 22. Jacques 72 and 21. So most valuable, second most valuable, least valuable probably, if you look at it like that. Let's check out the lines now. If not, then we'll sign somebody with the game will give somebody for now. Michael Bishop, maybe he becomes a guy for us in the future. But for now, we signed him to a 2-way deal. He's going to be an AHL player to start. Okay, in the NHL now, let's see this. So, Valanciunas, McIntyre, Perfetti, whatever that would be. Yeah, he was at 90, that was 89 for our goaltender, Mikola. So McIntyre probably goes here. Yeah. Second line, Lafreniere, Nazar, and Pasternak. Third line, Stenberg, Emelin, and Lucic. Fourth line, Blumdahl, Brelin, and Pruka. Yes. I think that would be the lineup. And then as the healthy scratch, you got Kerman and Olvecki, who are going to be fighting for their spots in the preseason. Yeah, Olvecki, what did he do in the AHL? 65 points, 85 the year before in Milwaukee. Career AHLer who wants to find the jump. So Olvecki and Kerman will get a chance. Odell, whoa! Sheldon Odell up to an 81 overall. That's great. Great news there. Nice. So on defense, we'd roll Hudson Seider, Eriksson, Ramirez, and Odell with Bernard Docker. Yeah, that would be the defense here. Ramirez up to an 85, and Eriksson up to an 89. Great news. With Mikola 89, even an 84. And there you go. All right, so I think this is our lineup, ladies and gentlemen. Now the question is, do we like the line fits? Perfetti, McIntyre, it's been a lot of years with a bad fit now. Would it be worthwhile to try and get them back to 70 goals and 100-plus points respectively? Would it be worth it to get a new head coach for that reason alone? Dice says he would try lineup looking like this. It would be Hudson, Eriksson with a 0, and Ramirez Seider with a +2. Instead of +1, +3, if that's what you're thinking. Oh, sorry, instead of +1, +1. Yeah. W lineup, I think so too. So, okay, done, good. So we'll have the preseason to look at those guys as the healthy scratches. But the first line and the coach just aren't meshing. So goalie, Ryan Goalie, has a 59% fit and horrible with our top guys. I think that's reason enough to say we probably have to do something about that. Can we, and even McCutcheon's at an A+ now. Oh boy. Who's available in the coaches here? Still some good guys available. We could hire a B-rated guy to come in. We could get a guy like this with A teaching, A- coach influence and all that. Kurt Kosti. 65% fit. Ooh, Kurt Kosti, I like that. So I think everybody, can we get a green light on this? Green light or red light? Do we fire Ryan Goalie for all the storylines that we've had, falling short in the playoffs, great teams that haven't worked out, but number one, because the first line doesn't work, and then try promoting? But here's the risk. Does Cochran or McCutcheon have a good fit as well? I don't remember Cochran having a great fit. Could McCutcheon be one? Pete DeBoer 2.0. Jace McCutcheon was our head coach when we took over, right? He's been with us since we started. Yeah, he's been our head coach a few times. 23, 24, 24, 25, 25, 26, 26, 20. Yeah, he's had different moments as head coach. So goalie, okay, I'm doing it. Ryan Goalie, I love you. He's been incredible for us. He's won a couple President's Trophies, right? A Stanley Cup. Crazy winning percentage. But at a certain point, something's got to give, and that first line has been struggling, and I think that's part of the reason why. Ryan Goalie, you're almost like a Data 782 Hall of Fame nominee, but we got to let you go. I hope we can rekindle the flame someday in the future. But for right here, right now, I don't think it would make sense to demote you. I think you want to be coaching an NHL team. Unless there are A-rated coaches with no teams interested in them. So if he has no other job prospects, maybe he does stay as goalie. Ryan Goalie becomes our goalie coach. Would that be too crazy? Okay, first things first. Let's imagine we fire goalie, AHL assistant coach. Now, Cochran, for a moment, interim head coach. 55% fit. A team could fire a coach, it's true. So maybe if a team fires a coach, we fire goalie. Great fit with McIntyre, better fit with Valachevitz. Not good fits with Hudson and Erickson, though. Okay, but 55%. Yeah, you're right, Mighty Joe. Now, if I try McCutcheon as interim head coach, he gets a 60% fit, better, well-rounded, not crazy with Valachevitz, McIntyre, Perfetti, but better. And would it be crazy to go Sidney Crosby? Sidney Crosby, 59. No, it wouldn't work. Sorry, Sid. Back to NHL goalie coach. So, do they like Crosby? Yeah. Cochran doesn't like McCutcheon. McCutcheon doesn't like Crosby. Crosby doesn't like McCutcheon. What if we go back to... this guy, assistant coach. Bo Horvat, AHL associate. Sidney Crosby back to AHL head. Goalie to NHL goalie. Chemistry's taking a hit here. And then Cochran stays as associate, but we give him the interim tag. And here in free agency, yeah, check unsigned coaches for sure. 63, Elijah Zimmerman. Benjamin Yandel, so Perrault. No one with great fit, really. Kurt Kosti is the best, but he's B-rated. Is that going to hurt us in the long run to have a B-rated head coach? Would that just be a bad idea? Even Reed Ellington, ooh, 65. Same thing. Zimmerman is okay. Not great for Valachevitz, though. Not good for Ramirez either. But okay. Either Zimmerman for an A minus or Costi for the fit. Costi for the fit or Zimmerman for the A minus. I mean, the attributes aren't that far off. It's the A plus special teams which gives him the edge. McCutcheon, I don't think McCutcheon's going to be an option for us. I vote fit. The other A's on the coaching staff make up for it, says Dice. Fit over grade. Usually it's grade over fit. But if we can say that first line is locked for a few years, that means a lot. Especially Valachevitz and McIntyre. And he doesn't like them as much. I agree that overall takes precedent in general, but the two biggest names I'm looking at are Valachevitz and McIntyre. Like a 30% fit and maybe like a 55-60% fit. Meanwhile, Costi has very high fits with Valachevitz and McIntyre. So I'm going to offer the job to Costi, but next week when we sim through the season, we're going to keep a very careful eye on how we sim. If we can overcome the B-rated coach, then that's okay. But if we start to struggle, the B-rated coach is very likely the reason why. So I'm going to offer him the contract and see what he says. Kurt Costi, let's see what happens for the fit. Yeah, we can always swap back. We can always make another change. I doubt those guys are going to get signed anyways. I don't know if he'll sign before the first day of spring training, of the preseason. There you go. I don't really like the roster makeup, but I get... Don't even get me started. All right, Costi on board. What does that do for chemistry now? Let's see. Come on, fingers crossed. Yes, there's that +5. +5 on the first line. However, there's been more regression. Pasternak's down to an 84 now. And doesn't fit as well on the first line. So no chemistry on the second, sorry. I don't know, though, Gen Z. I think I disagree with you on that one. To get a +5 on the first line and a +3 on the first pair, I think it goes a very long way. The -2 from Odell and Bernard Docker is so-so. But I don't know if that's going to make me say I don't want that coach. At the very least, I'm going to give Costi a chance and hope that a +5 with Valachevitz, McIntyre, and Perfetti just becomes ridiculous. Let's see what happens and go from there. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. We can always change. We have 3 A+ rated coaches on our staff. We can always change for someone else. There's no need to say we're committed to Costi. But at the very least, let's see if that +5 does something. Okay, so that wraps up the episode pretty much, ladies and gentlemen. We'll check out the trade blocks and go from there. We have $4 million available to us. If you're thinking about anybody in free agency, Wisniewski. There's Busenia, still unsigned. That's crazy. D'Agostini, man, some unsigned RFAs here. Maybe Pasternak swaps to line 1 to spread the love? Maybe. Who could Pasternak swap with? He has the X factors here. He would give a +4 there. So with McIntyre, but then we have 2 Americans, it wouldn't work. Wouldn't quite work the same. What about going down? Lucic could come up and give it a +1. Same for Blumdahl or Breland. So Lucic could come up. That could be something. That could be something. And what about Nazar? If Stenberg had to come up to fill in at center, it would give it a +1 as well. So we're going heavy on the first line. Because we got to say, listen, this guy scored 40 goals and had a lackluster sophomore season. This guy scored 70 goals and has now had back-to-back 50, which is still good, but then 0 in the playoffs. And then this guy had a 108-point season and since then hasn't cracked 80+, or even more than 20 goals. So let's try the +5, and we'll see what happens, at the very least. So there's our lineup to begin year number 10 here in San Francisco. I look forward to hearing your thoughts on the lineup, on defense, and all that for preseason as well. The Ducks have 31 points. They're under the salary cap. Whoa. So if we look here in Anaheim, yeah, it's a prove it to me kind of season. Zuman and 87, Terry and 87, both on the block here for the Ducks. Coyotes, nobody. Bruins have Boldzuk, McTavish, Zaka, Girard, Olsen. A lot of players still out there here in Boston on their trade block. No, there's no logo yet, though. There's no logo yet to hate. Alex Tuck at 9 million. Ustorf still out there. Calgary, Carolina, Chicago, Colorado, Columbus, Bucenius on the block as an RFA. Gage Wakabayashi, right? No, Gord Wakabayashi, legend. There he is. Sam Girard come home, maybe? Marco Casper still on the block, which is interesting to see too. Larkin, DeBrincat. Worst case, we could always make a deal where Nazar swaps for Casper, but we can wait on that. I wonder how his fit would be with our new coach too. I wonder. Oilers, nothing. Panthers, prospects. Kings, nothing. Wild, prospects. Canadians, still Pakarainen on the block here. Still 77 at 22. No, they didn't release it yet. They didn't. They said they're down to 6 names. They didn't release any logos yet. Boldzuk, Biggs, Dobson on the block here. That was for the old coach, though. That was for Ryan Goldie as head coach. Middlestat, Dobson, Barzal, Tolvanen, Texier. A lot of names on the block here for the New York Islanders. Rangers, not as much. Senators, they're not moving all their top forwards anymore, which is good news. Flyers, Frost, Farabee, Ratu, Huhtinen, Podkolzin, a couple of Canucks there. Blumdahl, third line instead of Lucic. But we saw Lucic scored 30 goals last year, or 29. It's hard, and he's a 3 overall higher now. Can we put him on the 4th line? I don't know about that. At least we give him the start to see if we can pick up where he left off. Some prospects here in San Jose. Seattle, not too much. Blues, not too much. Lightning, not too much. Maple Leafs, Matthew Knies, I always forget. Kupari, JJ Moser, Drysdale, Hronik ended up signing 1 year, 5.525. And Zach Whitecloud, Vancouver, nobody. Vegas, Korzak, Yurchek, D'Angelo, and Mikhaev. Yeah, Utah Jazz, those are cool uniforms. Miroshnichenko, 5x15 on the trade block here in Washington. Oh my goodness. Great player, but 5x15. Tippett expiring deal, Suzdalev, Luke Hughes for Hervery, Lizotte. A lot of names in Washington. And Beauvillier, Othman, etc. Teravainen even on the block here in Winnipeg. Okay, and just a reminder of the trade value that we're playing with. We have $4 million in cap space. Here is our trade value. If we scroll through, blah, blah, blah. And sorry, that's just Skaters matching the block. JP, welcome, buddy. Arrived late, so going to rewind and then watch the episode. Hope you are well, Dana. JP, my friend, hope that you are even better. Thanks for saying hello, and you'll enjoy this one. We're about to wrap it up here. You're going to enjoy this off-season. I think you'll enjoy what happened. I'm looking forward to hear your thoughts in the comments of the Discord server after that one. So here's the trade value as a whole. I can't believe McIntyre's value isn't higher. That's a 50-goal scorer, 50-plus goal scorer. Skylar Lucic has good value. That's cool. Kavanaugh's up to was he a 73 when he got drafted? Was he? Am I going crazy? I think he was he? I forget. And then goaltending. Here are the goaltenders. We gotta figure out one of these goalies probably moves. It's probably Zherdev, but he is a 78. Maybe he comes up as 3rd goalie, gets a chance. But Emanen is an 84, which is good news as well. And draft picks, we have 2 firsts, a 2nd, a 3rd, a 4th, a 5th, and a 7th. So no 6th, but 2 firsts in this upcoming draft. That's it. I agree with you there, War Master. Contracts, we can think about extensions if need be. Pastrnak now to an 84, so already I'm sure he wants less. Yeah, down to 5 point. Actually, no, he wants 8.8. We only have 5.5 available, so you would think this is probably Otto Stenberg's last season with us. Oh, he was a 71. That was a 73. Great, thank you, Dice. Can we already see progress reports? Already, eh? Already a little bit. If we look in the system, though, no, it doesn't show us anybody in the system yet. Okay. Okay, coaching is what it is. And finally, just a quick little peek at the draft class. Who might be out there? Dalton Koivu? Tony Koivu? That would be cool. Cardwell. A lot of Canadians and Americans, though. Anybody who we already have scouted from last year who's out here? Yeah, some players. Okay. And Cameron Marchand's still available as well. Ladies and gentlemen, we have reversed the polarity, and we're looking forward to year number 10, 2032-33, next Thursday evening, June the 13th, correct? June 13th at 7 p.m. Eastern. Next Thursday, we'll be here for year number 10. See what's push out. We could, Mighty Joe. We could. I'm happy with 2 firsts, but getting more in a class like that would be great. So our next live stream will be Monday evening, 7 p.m. Eastern on June 10th. It will be the debut of a brand new NHL 24 franchise mode series. Hope that you're excited for it. We'll be live on Monday for that. Also live on Tuesday with MLB The Show 24. Of course, next Thursday again with Starfleet. And somewhere in there, I got to get the Canucks episode up. Like I said, some congestion going on. Just not super high on energy, so I appreciate your patience. It'll be probably, I don't know if I'll get it out this weekend, but again, I appreciate your patience on it. I'll have some work to do on the new series coming up, so I'll probably spend a lot of time doing that instead. So apologies for the delay on Vancouver, as we're in close to 40 episodes there. Everyone have yourselves a lovely end to the week and start to the weekend. Much love to everybody. Thanks again for the donations from Caleb and His Royal Highness King Turby. Going such a long way. Feeling the love out here. I hope that you did as well. Leave a like if you enjoyed, and join us in the Discord server, link in the description, to keep it going, as we are over 650 in there. We want to get you in the server with us. Yeah, Pasternak's down to an 84 overall now. Don't tell me. Am I getting, what's this guy doing? Is Slim calling me? This guy's crazy. Slim calling me. As if I'm going to answer the phone, Slim, on Discord. Live long and prosper, and we'll see you soon. Subscribe if you haven't already to be made aware of all of our uploads, and we will talk soon, both here on YouTube and in the Discord server. Night, everybody. Once again, live long and prosper.